Hi everyone, Ashley here with Curated. I am going to walk you through today some of the settings that we have enhanced or improved so that you can build a more private version of your newsletter. This is leading up to our big release of paid newsletters in the next month, I believe. And what we are doing right now is releasing the functions or the features that will help you achieve a private newsletter. And then we'll be building paid on top of that. It's almost done. So I'm looking forward to that. But what I'm doing right here, right now, is this is not a professional, polished Seth tutorial video. This is me saying, like, hey, we released this into the wild. We'd love some people to give us feedback and help us understand if it's working for you. So you are among the few that, if you're seeing this in Opt-in Weekly or in some of the places that I'm going to post it, have the opportunity to go in and test and play around with some of these settings. So to achieve some more privacy for your newsletters, you can use one of 5 features that we have. One is brand new. The others, excuse me, 4 are brand new. One is able to be used in a different way. So the first of these is in the subscription form setting. You'll go to settings and then subscription form. What you can do now is uncheck this box, which has always been default like included, and now we have created this so you can enable or disable your subscription form. So if you have a curated newsletter, you know that on the publication site page there is a subscription form right here, and what unchecking that will do is get rid of this form. So use cases for that would be if you don't want a public way for people to subscribe. Now, you will still be able to use the manually subscribed people, an integration, or the API to get people subscribed to the newsletter. So I'm going to turn it back on because I want Opt-in Weekly to have it. But that is the first way if you wanted to not have people be able to subscribe, that you could do that. So say you are using a community or some other software that people are subscribing to, like several of your emails through, you could not have them have to subscribe through the curated publication site. They could just subscribe there and you would have them sent into curated and receive the email that you, or the newsletter that you want them to receive. The next settings, these are all 4 together, are over in, I'm going to take you back to the settings soup page. They are over in this hosting, subscriptions, and publishing section under web. So when you come in here, you'll notice these 4 at the top. These are the ones that you can manipulate, kind of tweak what level of private newsletter you want. So the first is enable publication website. So when you uncheck this, there will be no publication website. That hasn't been possible before with Curated. So yay for you if you prefer not to have that publication website. Reminder, the publication website, you do have some options to turn on search, add an extra link, have archives in the latest issue. If you are looking to publish a more private newsletter, maybe these are some things that you're wanting to get rid of or not have, but the unchecking this box will disable that entire publication website, and what people will have is just an email of your newsletter. So here is a tip. If you do want to turn that on after having had it off for a while, you should know that when you do enable it, it will publish the entire history of issues that you've sent out. So that's just a heads up. Like if you play around with turning this on and off, it is going to include everything on or everything off. Use cases for this might be If you have an internal newsletter within your company that you don't want to have a public website for, or if you just want to send an email but not provide a publication site. So, say you send to like multiple audiences and you don't want duplicate content on the web, or you want to use the API to like create your own publication site, which you can still do even if you have this turned off. The next setting is include latest issue on the site homepage. So this is the same as it has always been in Curated, but now it has new meaning because if you want to make things private, but show an example, like not the full archives, then you could have just your latest issue showing and they would have to subscribe to see the rest. So it would basically allow you to give them a preview of what they can expect when they subscribe. So you can hide that though if you want to and not have any content available to preview. The next setting is hide archives from non-subscribers. So if this is selected, only logged in subscribers can see past issues. So basically, once they're logged in, they stay logged in, but they'll need to be logged in. And the use case for this would be, it would be good for if you want to require subscriptions to see past issues. For example, if you had an internal newsletter or a private newsletter that you subscribe people from like a paid community to, and it's probably best paired with the subscription form turned off and possibly the latest issue turned off. So you're going to have the opportunity to kind of think through what you do and don't want people to see. And the last setting is this automatically log in subscribers when they click links in issues. And I'm kind of excited about this because it's a way to support people who want a private newsletter, but they don't want, they're not like super worried about other people seeing it. So that would maybe be like something that you weren't ever planning on charging people for, but you're okay if they forward an email and someone else goes and sees it, because then maybe that person subscribes. So it lets anyone with the email, the original recipient, or someone they've forwarded it to, see issue content on the publication site. So they see everything that you allow a subscriber to see because it basically auto logs the reader into the subscriber account. And it's like clicking the link authenticates them. So the reason I like this is the use case it supports, which is if I bring in a list of people that I am hoping keep reading the newsletter, but I don't want them to have to log in to see it because that's more friction and it creates this extra click a link, get an email, click a link process into the flow. I just want them to be able to click the link and see it when they receive it. Then I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with them sharing that via forwarding it to friends. So that's great for like marketing newsletters that are going to different personas that you just want to be able to have less friction. But if you are planning a paid newsletter, or if you have a private newsletter that you want to be really private because they've paid elsewhere and you're allowing them to see this private newsletter, this is not a setting that you would want to click. You would want them to have to go through the like login process at least once, so that then they are always logged in and therefore can see your content, but no one else can. So you've got a lot of settings to play with. I would suggest that you test this with a new publication. As you might remember in Curated, it is super easy to add a new publication. So you just, of course, I say it's super easy and then I'm going to forget. Here it is. Under Account, you click New Publication by My Publications, and then you would create the new publication and work with some of the settings that you think will work for you, and then subscribe yourself or someone else and have them help you test what they're going to see as the recipient. And then you can, once you have established the settings that you like, to create a private newsletter that is as private as you want, or just a newsletter with no subscription form, or whatever variation of this like is your choice. Then you can look at those settings that you've created and bring them into your existing publication or another new publication that you are creating. Remember, you have unlimited publications with Curated that you can create. It's just a matter of subscriber count is what we charge based on. So that's about all I've got. Please send us your feedback and any questions you might have. We're looking forward to some people getting in there and utilizing these new settings as we ramp up to be able to also support paid newsletters. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.